Hey,
The Joker and my boy Jamal Murray.
Joker, he said in limos for people.
We'll get to that story.
Yes.
In just a bit. We're
I like
with you
your
for about a
little
half
outfit,
hour.
Ernie. That's nice.
Do
that
you really?
green.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Chuck.
Money green.
You want some fries with that chicken? Is Popeye still sponsoring us?
Now, can we start? The Lakers are the higher seed, but for now, their two leading scorers are out. As a result, it's the first time in LeBron James' career that his team is an underdog with the home court edge. But in Game 1, the Rockets will be missing their leading scorer. The question is just how long will LA be without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, and the Rockets without KD? We turn to Lisa Salters for the very latest out there in Los Angeles. Lisa, good evening.
Hey, Ernie. Well, we just spoke with Ime Udoka, who told us that Kevin Durant was apparently going after a loose ball at practice on Wednesday, and he bumped knees with a teammate, causing a contusion on his right knee. That's the injury that is keeping him out tonight. Now, apparently, he did have an MRI, and it showed no real structural damage. I'm told that there was no swelling, really, in the knee, but that it's really painful, that it apparently just got hit in a weird spot right above the patella tendon, just in a spot where you'd think that maybe it'd be something he'd be able to just play through. But apparently it's really tender right now, and it's something that it's about pain tolerance. Kevin Durant was out here earlier on the floor getting shots up, trying to see if he could play through this injury and be out here on the floor for Game 1. But he didn't look sharp. He was limited in his movement. Again, will not be playing tonight. Now, what this means for Game 2, Ime Udoka said he doesn't think that this is an injury that will linger. That he said that it's good that they don't play again until Tuesday. So the Rockets are hoping that with another 3 days of rest and treatment, that will be enough time to allow Kevin Durant to get back out here on the floor for Game 2 of this series. Guys?
All right, hey Lisa, question for you on the Lakers side of things too. Is there any indication of when Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves might be available?
Well, we just spoke with J.J. Redick as well, and I asked him, J.J., you know, what can you tell us? What can we say about Luka and AR? And he said that they're out indefinitely. Period. That's it. No timetable for a return. No, they're going to be evaluated next week. None of that. He said all you can say is that they are out indefinitely.
Lisa, thank you for the information. We appreciate you very much. Suddenly, this series looks a little bit different, doesn't it, Chuck?
Well, tonight's a must-win for the Lakers. I mean, I thought going in before KD got hurt, I thought I was going to say the Rockets. This is just a big game for the Rockets to go out there and punch them in the face, let them know they can't win this series. Now with KD out, you got a chance now. Like, this is a must-win for the Lakers. It just switched the pendulum.
But it certainly doesn't, from what Lisa had to say, there's been no indication that, oh yeah, somebody's closer, he's closer. It might, you know, this is not the right time of the year for the Lakers to have those two injuries, Shaq.
Yeah, but I have to agree with Chuck. This is a must-win for the Lakers. You know, Rockets #1 guy now. Question is, who's going to be that guy for the Lakers? You know, we all expect LeBron to do it, but we can't forget he's 40, 41 years old. So who's going to be the second guy to step up and say, you know what, I'm going to be AR, I'm going to be Luka for the night. Lakers have to win this game tonight because without KD, the matchup is pretty even. But like the great Hall of Famer Charles Barkley said, Lakers got to win this game tonight or else.
Or else.
What's the series hinge on? Besides health, Kenny, what does this series hinge on the floor?
Sustainability. Like, you can at times, you know, fill the hole. They say next man up. And okay, well, to have this guy help us in the scoring load. But then, you know, Luka rebounds as well. Austin rebounds. Okay, well, we get a guy to help us there. Okay, but now you get steals. So there's a lot of holes to people to be the next man up in. And can you sustain that over a 4 to 7 game series? That's really difficult for the Lakers. And, you know, for tonight, someone could step in and say, okay, KD's going to be there Tuesday. I got to take over the scoring load, help. And that, you could get away with that. You can't do it if he's out for the season or for the series, the way these guys are saying out indefinitely.
And one good thing, if the Rockets can win the game tonight, I'm not playing KD Tuesday. So this is kind of a must win for both teams. Because I'm like, okay, because they get to home court and KD get pretty much close to a week. He'll be close to 100% but this is a must win for the Lakers tonight.
Dovetailing on what you said about Luka too. Look, the Lakers live at the free throw line. 27 attempts per game, but 10 of those come from Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
So that's a huge part of what they're doing. Also, the matter of rebounding. And nobody does it better than the Houston Rockets, and nobody knows that better than LeBron.
What is that message to your teammates about the needed physicality for a postseason game against a team that's known to be physical like it?
I have a message. The best rebounding team in the last 25 years. What do you mean?
Just like when it comes to...
You don't need to have a message. It's like going against a Mahomes team, and they're the best passing team in the last 30 years. The message don't need, hey, we don't need to let the receivers get off the line. We need to jam. Like, what's the message? The message is get your ass in there, box out, and rebound. You have a message. We all grown men, do your job.
Grown men, do your job.
Yeah, it's easier said than done against the Twin and the Turkish Terminator. But again, who's going to be that guy for the Lakers to step up in any category? Scoring, rebounding, steals, getting to the free throw line. I'm scared for the Lakers, but they definitely have to win this game tonight. Houston still has, a few weapons, that they can get it done as long as they move the ball. If they just try to come down and just post up the Turkish Terminator on that, then it'll probably be a close game.
Yeah, and I agree with Shaq there because this is more awkward for the Lakers than it is for, obviously, even though KD's out, because Şengün has been a number 1 option. They know how to play through him. And so that is not going to be an uncharacteristic vibe. But for LeBron to carry a series and be the number 1 option, that is not what he's been the last year and a half. He's not been the guy that you say, we're carrying everything for the whole series. So this is a little bit unusual. It's going to be interesting to see. I want to see if it is, LeBron James who comes out and tries to get 20 in the first half type person. Or is he going to say, I'm going to be the one who's going to get everyone involved and maybe get somebody to help ride with me? So it's really interesting that first quarter of how he plays.
Ernie, even without KD, the Rockets got better players. They got better players, in my opinion. If I'm LeBron, I'm going to come out and be an assist guy.
Ooh.
Because I don't
What if
think...
they're missing?
Well, I don't think at his age he can sustain it for 4 quarters.
Okay.
So if I had to decide whether to get off to a good start or say something down the stretch, because the role players are going to play better at home. So I'm going to try to get the guys playing at home and try to save myself for the 4th quarter. Because at 41 years of age, I don't think he can play the entire game and have anything left down the stretch.
We do have that graphic. Can you throw that up there about LeBron over the last 5 games with Reeves and Doncic both out, Jeremy? Because with that, it tells you that obviously in need of somebody to take over down the stretch these last 5 games of the year, LeBron James answered the call.
Yeah, but you can also put on this stat that some of these teams were tanking as well. So,
but I'm just talking about from a common sense standpoint. This guy's 41 years old. He's obviously amazing. To think he can go 4 quarters, and because he probably can't play over 35, 36 minutes, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but if I'm him, if I'm LeBron James, I'm taking it quarter by quarter. I'm saying, guys, we need this game. Follow me. I'm going to do what I do, get the defense to panic. Then when I kick to you, be ready.
So you would start out the opposite of what?
Yeah.
See, I was thinking both. You would say that I'm going to, because there's a logic. Yeah, there's a logic that people would relax.
Because you make a good point. Chuck wants me to be a passer. What if I'm being a passer and guys ain't hitting the shot?
Right.
But the game would dictate that. But I'm just saying, if I'm him, at 41, I don't know if I can go 4 quarters playing it. I got to do all the heavy lifting. I can't score and pass. So I'm just saying, I try to save myself. But like I said, if they're missing now, then I'm going to be aggressive. But I'm going to give them an opportunity because we always talk about role players play better at home.
Yeah, we'll see if, is it Rui Hachimura? Is it DeAndre Ayton? Is it Luke Kennard?
All hands on deck, brother.
The options are a little limited when you're missing Marcus Smart also.
Yeah.
Okay, Zach. This is the most predictable thing in the world. Anytime you wear a green jacket.
Well,
Somebody's going to say, hey, it's a Masters.
That's not green, that's money green.
Come on, Zach.
And so it doesn't
money
Zach,
green,
hey,
Zach.
Zach.
Hey, Zach, you can mess around with us.
No.
Yeah, but don't mess around with the Godfather.
Chuck, I can handle this.
Okay.
Zach, it doesn't hurt my feelings, man. Your mom picked it out.
Oh!
When we come back, game 1 in Denver. Timberwolves and Nuggets. Take that, Zach.
Take that, Zach.
Your mom picked it up.
The mama joke wasn't playing either.
Oh, no, it wasn't. All right, Minnesota and Denver. Game 1.
Man, this
Mile high.
was a heck of a game.
Oh,
Yeah.
it started out early.
Yeah, slow start for Denver, and Shady McDaniels gets ahead of the pack. And then Anthony Edwards
Man.
only played in 3 of the last 14 games with that right knee, but he knocks that one down.
Give it up.
They got off to a great start.
Up 10 after 1.
But they were tied at halftime.
Here come my
Yeah,
boy
we're showing you
Jamal.
what happened in the second quarter. Jamal Murray there.
I mean, get your hand up.
Joker for 3.
Can't be in the paint and at the three-point line at the same time.
Joker only had 6 points in the first half. But game tied at 62.
Oh, got him.
Oh, he loves this matchup, Chuck.
Gobert played all right today.
Yeah, all right, ain't good enough, Mr. Ernie
Tell you
Johnson.
what,
This game was tied at 68 and a 14-0 run for the Nuggets.
underdog told me these teams were 5 of 35 on threes in the second half. That's ridiculous.
That's not very
Oh,
good.
go get that.
Ooh, oh man. Aaron Gordon got in foul trouble too. They couldn't take advantage of
No,
it.
got 3 in the first quarter.
Well, what was he doing in the game?
Oh,
Anthony Edwards had 22. It's a 2-point game. As Ayo Dosunmu scores, and then
oh, good pass.
Jamal Murray
Look at that
with
dude,
a tip
man.
by the Joker. Look at this.
Oh, that's good.
Come on, Minnesota. Falling asleep here. Okay, that's not a shot clock violation. And look at
Oh,
Murray
good
to
pass.
Gordon. Man, you can't do that. 108,
Cannot happen.
101. So it went from a 5-point game and possibility of knocking it down more than that to a 7-point game, and it winds up an 11-point win.
If Jamal Murray plays like that,
Yeah.
that team gonna be tough to beat.
Denver wins at 116 to 105. They had won 12 in a row to end the regular season. They had won 11 straight at home to end the regular season, and both those streaks continue.
Yeah, that was a good game today. Well, I was like, man, they came out really sluggish. Minnesota came out playing well, but we know the Joker's gonna play at the same speed every night. It's all about Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. To me, one of the best defensive players in the league. But if Jamal Murray plays well, that team is gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, I mean, they do. When you think about Gordon going out in the first quarter with 3 fouls, and they were, they're down 10, but then they're able to tie things up. I mean, they dodged one today.
Yes, they definitely did dodge one day, but Chuck makes a great point. When Jamal Murray plays like that, because that's how they played when they won the first championship. Jamal Murray was all over the place. We always marvel over how great the Joker is, but Jamal Murray needs these games with 30, 20, 25, and Aaron Gordon needs to chip in. But they played well today, but I think Denver loves this matchup, especially in the big. I'm going to be paying attention to Joker versus Gobert. Gobert had a good game today, 8 out of 9, but I think the Joker really loves this matchup.
I got a question for Kenny and Shaq.
Okay.
The Joker. Do you double him or let him get 40? Because to me, you have to he can't get 30 and get 12 assists. How would you play him, Shaq or Kenny? I want y'all opinion.
I would let him get his, but you can't let him and Jamal get off. Because think about it, we're talking about the Joker, but Jamal Murray was the leading scorer today. You can't let him get 30. I got to keep him to under 20, which is very, very difficult. But I'm focusing on I'm saying, to my guards, hey.
See, underdog just said he had 30 and was 0 for 8 from 3.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, Murray.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for me, when I watch the Joker, I would. As crazy as this may sound, I wouldn't double him in the post, but I would double him on the perimeter.
That's even worse.
I think on the perimeter, when he get rid of the ball early, so he doesn't get downhill and he doesn't find people. On the block, he's pretty super efficient at passing out of double teams. I want him to get rid of the ball earlier to have Murray, Gordon, Johnson, and everyone else, and Braun making plays. Brown making plays instead of him initiating the play. I think when he initiates it, so when he starts bringing it across half court, I would send one of my guards at him, and he'd have to get rid of it.
He only took 4 shots in the first half of the game, finished with 19.
And they were losing, and that's why the game was close.
And you know what else I would love to see? I would love to see Ant-Man saying, I'm putting the end to this thing right now. Coach, I don't care what you say. I'm guarding Jamal Murray. Like, he is so talented and he's a hell of a player. And we'd always try to compare him to Michael Jordan. I know enough, and Ken and Shaq know enough. Michael Jordan would say, I got this guy. He ain't getting 30 anymore this series. Like, I would love to see Ant-Man, who's one of the best players out there, take the defensive stance, says, I'm shutting down Jamal Murray. I would love to see him do that.
It's interesting with you talking about Minnesota because since the Karl Anthony Towns trade, I felt that they've invested in, instead of the team overall getting better, maybe the players getting better. So saying, no, Ant's going to take another jump, McDaniels is going to take another jump, and Randall can take a jump, instead of saying bringing in more players. And everyone else around the league have, like, added a piece. And it seemed like they've stayed in that same position, and they haven't superseded or jumped since.
Well, they've been in the conference finals the last 2 years.
Yeah. But I'm saying in terms of, like, just that jump. They're coming from a 6th seed.
To me, for me, it's got to be Anthony taking Jamal Murray. And then Rudy's got to accept the challenge. Because, like, yo, man, you don't want a defensive player all these years in a row. You can't be getting your ass roasted against the Joker every night. You got to shut him down. You have to take.
You don't think he played well today against the Joker?
I thought
Yeah, but
he had his moments. He had 17 and 10, and he was a factor.
He was a factor, but I'm talking about from a defensive standpoint. If you're one of the greatest defensive players ever, which they say he is, you have to take that personal challenge and say, I'm taking this dude. We're not doubling. That's just my personal opinion.
Hey, the other thing about Jamal Murray's day, talked about him going 0 for 8 from 3, 16 out of 16 from the free throw line en route to those 30 points. Also had 7 assists. So Minnesota and Denver playing game 2 Monday.
All in the finals then, Cleveland.
126 to 113 is your final score.
I'll see y'all in the finals.
Cleveland, 52 to 36 advantage in points in the paint. How about the Raptors? Number 1 in the league in fast break points with 19 a game. Had 3 in this one. Here's Donovan.
It's not something I go searching for. It's just something that I'm just playing my game, and you get out there and try to set a tone. Just so happens that it is 30, right? But it's getting downhill, taking the open shots, taking what's given to me, and obviously making the defense have to react.
It's his job. That's what he get paid the big bucks for. Like being aggressive and taking shots and doing his thing. And we understand that. So, our job is to just go out there and fulfill the roles and do other things to impact the game. If he got it going, he's going to give you 40, 50.
Spider's done something nobody else has ever done.
What's that?
9 straight series openers in which he scored 30 points.
Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah.
Damn, Michael Jordan did 3 times? Close? Man, that's a good list to be
7
on.
and 6.
Well, so that should be 14 then.
What do you mean?
Because he didn't play a couple of them years. That was the only reason he didn't do it.
Well, then you wouldn't have championships.
Yeah, you want to bet that?
Okay. So
You think he was going to win 7 in a row?
Separate streaks. Separate streaks right there.
Thank you, Ernie.
So Cleveland takes the 1-0 lead. All right, look, we want to get some predictions. And I'm not just going to go with the little Post-it notes. I'm going to go with the super huge Post-it note.
Okay.
All right? Here we go. You see that? Here it is. Here we go. And let's just start. We'll make it easy.
Why you got all them damn pens in your pocket?
Because I use highlighters all the time. Okay. Chuckster. Eastern Conference Finals matchup who?
Cavs, Celtics.
And who advances to the NBA Finals?
The Cavs.
Wow. Shaq. Eastern Conference Championship. Kenny, Eastern Conference Championship.
Who's behind Detroit? Who's that 2?
Boston's 2. Ernie,
I'm gonna go Detroit.
Against?
Is it possible for them to play the Knicks? Is that what Knicks
Yes.
played in the Knicks?
Yeah.
The Knicks.
And who wins?
I like that one, Kenny. Detroit Knicks for me, too. No, because I wasn't sure.
And who goes to the finals?
No, because I wasn't
Who
sure
goes
if
to
they
the
could play each
finals?
other.
I say the Detroit Pistons.
Knicks go to the
And
finals.
you're going Knicks. I got Cavs and Celtics and I'm going to take the Celtics going to the finals. Okay, West. Western Conference Finals.
Nuggets, OKC. Nuggets going to the finals.
Shaq.
Spurs, OKC. Spurs going to the finals.
Wow. Kenny?
I like what Shaq said. I like OKC. I do. I like OKC. And I like San Antonio. And I say the San Antonio Spurs will be in the NBA Finals against the Detroit Pistons.
I got Denver and OKC in the thing, and Denver goes on. All right.
Who you got in the East?
Celtics. Denver and the Celtics. You got Denver and the Celtics.
Yep.
You've got New York and San Antonio, and you've got Detroit and San Antonio.
Okay, where are you going to put it? Oh, that's a biggie sticky note.
I know, it's huge.
It's a biggie sticky.
Because the playoffs are big. Here we go. We'll put this on the wall. You can remember it, refresh your memory. Oh, let's see. Is this a good spot? Yeah,
That's a great spot. It'll be gone tomorrow, though.
Yeah. How about the penmanship, too?
That is, Ernie. Excellent.
Not bad. That's not bad.
Shot, great music. Ready to put the music.
Is that you?
Yeah?
Oh, Sean.